The official social media accounts of the White House are psychotic and propaganda. It is absolutely insane that MAGA people like this type of posting from their government. Let's put up the first one. Here we have Trump, who is photoshopped in a very homoerotic look, like he's muscular and he's got the eagles behind him, and they're trying to make him look like a big boy and a big guy and a tough guy. And he has a red lightsaber, and they're like, "Happy May 4th to all, including radical left lunatics who are fighting so hard to bring Sith lords, murderers, drug lords, dangerous prisoners, and well-known MS-13 gang members back into our galaxy. You're not the rebellion, you're the empire. May the 4th be with you." And so several things about this. Number one, this is humiliating. This is the president of the United States. This is the official White House account. This homoerotic stuff with Trump is so weird, especially considering how homophobic the MAGA movement is. Yet every time they can Photoshop him in this muscular homoerotic, like UFC Joe Rogan style cut guy, it's so embarrassing. And imagine if we saw like the president of France or the prime minister of the UK doing such a thing back like when we had a normal president like Biden or Obama. We'd be like, God, that's weird. What a nut job country that is. We're that country now. All right, here's another propaganda they put out on May the 4th. This is so humiliating. Okay, so you get the gist. It's all of this, you know, they're one-hit wonders, the fentanyl, the immigrants, the borders, all of this stuff. But here's what's interesting about this, and I had to talk to my sons to kind of explain this to me. They are featuring the White House as the dark side, with Darth Vader and then the red lightsaber. And so I asked my sons about this, and I asked artificial intelligence about this, because apparently George Lucas used Nazi Germany as an allegory for Star Wars. And let me just remind you that propagandists know exactly what they're doing. So even though this seems chicken shit, you know, Trump's acting like he's a badass with a big boy and eagles and a lightsaber. And then they've got Darth Vader as the government fighting. This is intentional subliminal propagandist messaging. And put up my response from artificial intelligence. Yes, the Galactic Empire in Star Wars, particularly the original trilogy, is widely recognized as being inspired by and serving as an allegory for Nazi Germany. So is it just me? Or does the Trump administration constantly do Nazi shit? And you don't make mistakes at this level of the government. You don't make mistakes with official White House accounts. They are constantly sending messaging from Elon Musk to this chicken shit propaganda on the White House account. Elon Musk doing the Sig Heils, these guys pretending like they're the dark side. It's all roads lead to authoritarian and also favoring and idealizing Nazi Germany. And you hear Stephen Miller saying America is for Americans and America only. And this is the language used by Nazi Germany. Okay, next up on the same propaganda channel of the White House, we have the Pope, Donald Trump, cosplaying as the Pope. This was posted by the White House. There he is. He thinks it'd be so fun to be a pope. And let's just do a little troll down memory lane when Fox News lost their minds over some drag queens in the Olympics opening ceremony. Play the clip.
Headlines, guys.
How about most of the world is offended? That was the stupidest idea ever. Who signed off on that?
And if the goal wasn't to offend, what was it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's clearly mocking the Last Supper.
You know what? Try that with the Muslim religion. I think they'd be wide open. They have a great sense of humor.
Well, so far, at least.
Okay, so I mean, this is just unbelievable because guess what they won't do at Fox? They will not browbeat Trump for ridiculing the role of the Pope. I'm not a religious person. I'm not a Catholic, but they sure were wound up over the opening ceremonies at the Olympics. And then Trump, again, he gets to do whatever they're mad at with impunity because he's a rich white man. And he gets to do whatever he wants, and they worship him, and it is a sick, weird personality cult. Okay, back to the White House propaganda page. Put this up. They popped this up over the weekend. A picture of Kamala Harris that says not president, a picture of Abrego Garcia, not a Maryland man, NPR, not real news, and then the Gulf of America on a map, and then they put not Gulf of Mexico. This is like second grade. This is second graders. This is preschool bullshit. And this is the government of the United States of America. And I want to say again, if 10 years ago we were all sitting around and saw North Korea do this, we'd be like, God, I'm so glad we don't live there. We live here now. They're doing this shit. And the media doesn't call it out because they flood the zone with all of this whacked out propaganda. It's embarrassing. It's dangerous. It is an insult to everybody's intelligence. And then I want to bring up another thing that was on their page. Here is First Lady Melania Trump. And she had a little meeting where she says every young person deserves a safe, online space to express themselves freely without the looming threat of exploitation or harm. First Lady Melania Trump, you know, she looks like she's trying to make the internet a safe space so that women can feel safe online. That sounds like a really noble thing. Maybe she should have a conversation with her husband about all the whacked out shit he says online. But even more alarming about Melania Trump and her trying to give advice about how to make the internet safe is this clip from Andrew Tate, a sex offender, a very bad psychopath who seems to be right at the epicenter of MAGA. Play the clip.
And I'm very close to the Trump family. I know them well, and I spoke to Barron after the incident, and I look forward to, once I am free, being with Donald Trump in person and reminding him that he's a bulletproof badass.
So my question to Melania is, if you want to make the internet safe, maybe clean up your own house first. I have two sons. If they were hanging out with Andrew Tate, following him, watching his propaganda, incredibly sexist, dangerous spaces for women, I would try to fix that. But for you to not even address the fact that your son is palling around with Andrew Tate, then you have the audacity to sit down and try to Michelle Obama it like you care about decency, like you give a shit about safe spaces when MAGA has inherently made every corner of the internet a racist, misogynist, homophobic, just bottom-feeding dump truck. Are you kidding me? It's unbelievable, the Trumps. It's unbelievable. Maybe you talk to Eric Jr. Maybe you talk to your husband. Maybe you talk to Elon Musk about all the racism, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, sexism on Twitter. We can barely, as a female podcast, we barely post on Twitter because it's just not a safe space. Like the demons from the depths of hell, all traffic there in one space. But it is uber rich that Melania Trump trots out and pretends like she cares about women and she cares about safe spaces when her husband was found liable for sexual abuse. Your son hangs out with one of the most prolific misogynist sex abuser of that generation. It's just unbelievable. But this is what authoritarians do. They show you we can do whatever we want. You can't. And it makes you feel helpless and it makes you feel hopeless. But this White House account will be studied in history books. This is straight up propaganda. It's intentional that they are identifying the White House as the people who use the red lightsabers. And it's intentional that there's a link with that, with Nazi Germany. All of this shit is done on purpose. These people don't give a fuck about the Constitution. They don't give a shit about you. All they care about is enriching themselves. And I want to say this to the private sector. He's coming for the press. He's coming for immigrants. He's coming for law firms. You're next. So you can keep playing this short-sighted game, or you can grow a pair and start standing up to him and form alliances and put pressure on the Republicans in Congress. The only way we get out of this is to impeach this man. All right, please follow our channel. We're trying to get to 1 million, and we'll see you all later.